Hello everyone, welcome to Starting Out Solitary. This is MonsoonMagick, your Wednesday host, and this week we are talking about Imbolc. So what I'm going to do in this video, it's a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about the history of Imbolc or the correspondences or anything like that. I'm not even really going to talk about specific things I'm going to do. Rather, I'm going to talk to you about how my celebration of the Sabbats has really evolved over the past year. So if you've followed me at all on my personal channel, you know that in May, it will be 2 years that I've started studying. And when I first started, I spent a lot of time trying to celebrate the Sabbats and have a ritual and figure out things to do. And I was like doing lots of stuff. So for Lammas, I was like baking bread and different things like that. And I've struggled with it. I actually struggled with it for the first year because where I live in the desert Southwest, my landscape does not match the traditional turning of the wheel at all. So for Imbolc, we have the earth is starting to re-energize itself. This card says, Bridget brings hope and gently nurtures the just stirring earth. She whispers through the snowdrops. Hold on to your dreams. They're as precious as the promise of spring. And the wheel turns. Well, I can tell you where I live, it was 80 degrees today. It's February. It is sunny and gorgeous, and it feels like spring. I mean, 80 degrees to us is spring. That's not summer temps. So to me, it's not the heralding of spring. It really feels like spring just like hits us. So what I've done is I've really kind of rethought how I celebrate the Sabbats and how I celebrate the Esbats. And for me, the Sabbats have always felt like a public celebration, a festive, like a festival you would go to, and I think traditionally they were. And so as someone who practices in a solitary way, it never felt right to me to celebrate the Sabbats by myself. Like trying to have an Imbolc ritual just feels off to me. I feel like I should be out with other people and celebrating, and I'm not part of a group. So what I've done starting this year is there are a lot of festivals and things that go on where I live. There's always stuff to go to and different arts and craft fairs and different things you can go to and farmers markets. And I live in a pretty vibrant city where there's lots of things to do. So for Imbolc this year, I celebrated by going to the farmer's market. They're back in full swing now, and it is kind of the heralding of the spring, although it's more of a harvest. But you're out with people, and there's music, and you have that festival energy, but I carry with me the story of Imbolc and the story of the god and goddess. And so what I've started doing this year is before I go to whatever public festival it's going to be, so it's not a pagan festival, I spend some time in my sacred space contemplating what the Sabbat means to me. What does Imbolc mean to me? Or what does Beltane mean to me? Or, whatever festival it's going to be, and really carry that spirit and that energy with me into the public festival. So it meets both needs for me. I get the interaction, I get the festival feel, that great celebration feel, but yet inwardly I'm celebrating the turning of the wheel. So if that makes any sense, that's kind of what I'm doing. For me, the Esbats have always made sense to celebrate those solitary, because they are more of a private, a turning in, for me, it's like a one-on-one time with the goddess. So that I've always been okay with. It's those Sabbats, those darn Sabbats. I've just struggled with them since the beginning of my practice. But I feel like I'm really starting to come to peace with it in honoring my land by going to the local festivals. Like I said, our farmers market just started up. So it was that celebration of the harvest of where I live. But yet carrying the energy of the Sabbat with me into that, and really getting that community feel. But I'm probably not the only pagan there. There's probably others we're just, you know, closeted, so we don't know of each other. But I carry my energy with me and what the Sabbath means to me into that public forum. And so far, it's been a really great way for me to celebrate the Sabbath. So we'll see how it goes as the year progresses. This is the first Sabbath of the new year of 2015, and if things change, I will be sure to let you know. But if this is something you've struggled with, it might be something to think about, to kind of contemplate. If you've always wanted a more public celebration, but yet you're not part of a coven, you're not part of a group, how can you carry that energy with you, but carry it out into that public festival, that public celebration, and kind of meet both needs at the same time? So just kind of something to think about. I hope you guys are all having a very, very blessed day. I hope you had a very blessed Imbolc. And until I talk to you next Wednesday, have a very blessed night.